What's good? It's Blackyd in the morning. No, you can't see my beautiful ass face because it's too dark, and it's okay. It's alright. Should wait until the sun comes up to do this, but I'm not. I'm back, and I'm ready to talk about Squid Game again, and I finished it. I think I was like maybe 2 episodes in, 2 episodes left. When I did my last video on this thing, and I didn't realize it. I was like, man, there was more to it than that. But, oh yeah, first thing first, I am going to spoil some stuff here by talking. So if you hadn't seen it, still watch this. I don't know, you don't have to watch it, but whatever. I just know I'm about to talk about some stuff in my own way, so get ready for it. I'm going to spoil it. I don't know any names, so just know I'm going to talk like main character and other stuff, and hopefully gives you clues about what's going on. So, where I left off at was the main character, his friend, and the lady who was stolen the money from him. They ended up on that glass bridge or whatever, and they all ended up with some injuries, so to say. When they cut back to, obviously, a girl was hurt. I didn't realize she was as hurt as she ended up being. This girl had like a big piece of glass like poked into her stomach region or whatever, and she ended up she didn't die right away. They treated them to the nicest last meal. The nicest. It's the last meal that they could possibly have if you were going to end up being killed by somebody, with steaks and put them in penguin suits and all this old weird stuff or whatever. So unfortunately, the main character, his I don't know if that guy was his best friend, but they seemed like they were really close. He ends up finishing off old girl. She was pretty much on the way to die anyway, and he was just like, I'm gonna take her out of her misery. Stabbed her in the neck, while the main character was trying to get somebody to possibly help save her, which I don't think they would have saved her, because when I don't know if they were watching like behind the scenes or whatever, but when they did open the door, they came up with the black box, which means somebody died. So it was like, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. And they ended up pitting the main character versus his best friend, which was pretty weird, but I mean, that's what it boiled down to at the end of the day. Like, the root of all evil is to be you versus your best friend, and then they end up having to fight to, I guess, the death, which was weird. And I told my wife, I was like, for you to be friends and fight each other like that is just a bit much. I mean, dude bit a piece of old boy ankle or something. It was like the beat came out and the other dude stabbed the boy through the hand. I mean, I got friends, and I got some friends I consider like a brother, but man, you stabbed me my hand through the hand. Oh, we are done. We done. I'm just being honest with you. That's it. Like, I need my hand. Like, come on, man. What do you? But it was weird. That part was weird. His friend ended up sacrificing himself, which I didn't see that coming. I thought he was going to end up just being an evil person to the end, but he ended up sacrificing himself to let the main character win. Which part of me was like, he did that because I feel like he was so garbage that he probably knew that he wasn't going to do the right thing had he won. So it was like, let's let him win, and he's going to do the right thing and try to take care of, because the main character ended up being a really nice guy to me. I think, even though he was crummy to his mom and his daughter and stuff like that, in the end, he has a good heart. I think, because I'll talk about this in a little bit too. It's like he's gonna do the right thing. I think that's why old girl was okay with dying, because she's like, he's too good. He's gonna do the right thing. Versus everybody else is, just riding evil. So, let's see, what else do I want to ruin here? The series pretty much, it just didn't. I don't think it's a bad series, but for the main character, it didn't get any better, because even after his old girl he wanted to save her, she died or was killed by his friend. His friend pretty much sacrificed his own self. He stabbed himself in the neck, which was the worst. I'm like, man, y'all. I mean, I guess you couldn't save him anyway, so that that sucked. It was like, man, I was just the worst. He was like, oh, whatever, poop right through the neck. It was like, take care of everybody. Do what you're gonna most likely do the right thing. So, then your boy gets home. His mom is dead in the middle of the floor. Like that, I was like, man, this is like horrible. So nothing great is happening for you, even though you won all this money, which I don't know, was it like 45 million, 45 billion, whatever it was. It was a lot of money. And I was like, man, you get home, your mama knocked out, she's dead. Like she couldn't hold on, which was, I think when you think about people who have, money and stuff like that, they tend to, and I mean, his goal was to get the money to try to help his mom and, have a better life for his daughter, but it was like, you have all this money, you still didn't, it's like, it sucked, you still couldn't get the job done to save your mom. That hurts. But it happens, so just a little bit more, then I'm gonna go. And so what else happened? Let's see. Old dude really does suck because he was supposed to get on a plane and go and see his daughter. He did not go and do that, which I was like, bruh, like he ends up seeing, like, he was on the way to go and see his daughter. He ends up seeing this guy in the same situation that he was in when he started to do the games or whatever. The guy getting slapped in the face, trying to bet, and it's the same guy who kept slapping him in the face. I was like, how does this work? Like, you have one job, go slap people in the face, and you recruit them. I guess that'd be an awesome job. I don't know. So yeah, he sees this guy, and then he pretty much tells the other guys, like, don't go to the games. You don't do this. Like, don't do that to yourself or whatever. And pretty much he gets on the phone and calls the people, and these people are still watching him. That's the creepy thing about this. They're still watching him. He's like, state your name and your birthday if you want to play the games. And he tells them that they're like number 456. I'm like, damn, they still watching you. They're like, man, get on the plane, go see your daughter. You got all this money. Go ahead and do the right thing. We already know. And what does he do with his red hair? Which is the weird. I don't even understand what's that all about. That was weird to me too. He turns around and they cut the camera off, and it's like he's not going to see his daughter. I'm like, man, I got all that money. First of all, you broke your best friend, or I guess best friend. He broke his mom off with a bunch of money. You saved old girl's little brother from the orphanage. Come on, man. You on the step to having a good life. You cleaned yourself up, because for the longest, he was looking rough. He was looking rough. I was like, man, all this money, at least with a haircut or something. Like, they're like, bro, you haven't even touched any of this money. You have all this money just sitting in the bank and you ain't doing nothing. He's still out borrowing money from people. Like, I get it. It's like, you don't feel like you earned it or whatever. So I kind of understand that. It's, it's like a pity type of thing or whatever. But it's like, man, come on, you got to at least take care of yourself, It's like he went as soon as they dropped him off, he went to the bank and took a couple dollars out. And he was like, oh my God, I really have all this money. I would have probably taken more than that out, but I don't know, that's just crazy. That's just me just to see if it's real. Like, oh, bro, y'all, like, really? Man, so, oh yeah, and then my favorite part was, this is probably the thing that I did like, because I did not watch anything prior to, like, I didn't watch anything to spoil it. I didn't watch any other reviews or anything of the show. I knew something was up with that old man, and I called it. I was like, bro, something's with this old man. This old man actually ended up being, like, I don't know if he's like one of the head, like, people, like, over this thing or whatever, but he ended up telling this story. And I got, honestly, with the old man, he died too. Like, I don't know if he died on purpose or he just knew he was going to die, but his whole mindset with it, which I think is pretty good, and he ended up telling the main character, which he was furious about it. I was like, man, the man is right. The man was like, look, I want to play this game. I want to enjoy life, because he's got like a brain tumor. He's on death's door, and all the main characters was like, why did y'all do that to us? And he's like, hey, wanted to give you a chance. He's like, yeah, nobody made you sign up for this. And I agree with him, even though it's gruesome as it is. But, man, you signed up twice. You signed up the first time, you quit, and then you went back. I mean, like, come on, man. You could have dealt with life like you did, but you were given a second chance to, go back and try to do the right thing. Or I'm not gonna say the right thing, but use this chance to make enough money to make a better life for yourself. And the old man said some other stuff about people having money and whatever. I mean, it's all true. I don't think it's garbage or whatever, but the concept, I mean, like, I really don't blame him. It's like, man, you got all this money, you probably bored, so hey, let's do something to spice up life. I don't agree with killing a bunch of people now. That is just a bit much for me. The way they died, I was like, I don't know. But honestly, with the stakes as high as they are, that would probably be the best outcome. And I know it's like, wow, man, I can't believe you saying this, but I mean, honestly, if you bet that kind of money, you think about playing games just like you think about the lottery or something like that, even though the lottery is more of a softer blow. But you bet that kind of money, 45 million or 45 billion, these people not going to act right. So you got to kill somebody. Somebody's got to die, even though they are, they harvesting organs and stuff, which we still need to figure that out. I still don't know what's going on with that. So if they do a season 2, maybe they might talk about that. There's another part I could probably talk about, and I'm going to say it like police officer. He finds out his brother's still alive, and his brother's the front man, the guy I would consider. I don't think he's a manager. The managers are the guys with the squares on their face. The front man is the guy with the all black face mask or whatever. So he ends up shooting his own brother, which is they shot each other pretty much. So I don't know if old dude died when he shot him because he fell off in some water. So that'd be great to find out with season 2 if he comes back. That was weird. Like, it's a lot of stuff that they didn't answer, so it's like it would probably be great if they had a season 2, but at the same time, it might not be so great if they did a season 2 because, I mean, you pretty much gave it away with season 1, so what are we going to do with season 2? Like, stop the people behind the Squid Games? Like, is that, like, what's next? Like, I don't know. It's weird or whatever, so that's all I really have. I just wanted to get that off my chest. I actually ended up thinking this was a decent series. It's kind of to start off. It is violent, and you have to really be able to stomach that. What you see. I mean, we all watch the violence here and there, but this is like nothing but violence. 9 shows in. It's crazy. So I don't know, but that's how I feel about it. It's a very emotional 9 shows for me because, like I said, I thought it was really stupid. And it was kind of a slow takeoff for me. You have to watch somebody's life or whatever. And then, by episode 2, it gets a little real. And it's like, wow, okay, okay, all right, I see what you're doing. So that's it. I'm going to stop running that mouth. Whatever. If you got anything you want to say to me about it, leave it in the comments. Whatever. I might talk back. I do. Whatever. I'm out. Peace.